So, is it a thing? Is it a thing that people feel relieved because a loved one has died? Yes, it is a thing. It is a thing, and it also, some people feel relieved, but then they also tie it up with the feeling of guilt because they do feel relieved. And let me get into it with you. There's so many different scenarios in this. And some people who have loved ones who terrorized their entire life, you have that one scenario, and that person died, giving the family members relief. Yes, that is a real, true life experience for a lot of people. Like just having someone who you did not like in your family, who terrorized you and your family, or just you in general, and they pass away and you feel some relief. I've seen a lot of people feel relieved and then guilty about that as well. What I'm addressing in this situation is the relief of a loved one that they have passed away, and the relief coming from just them knowing that they are not suffering anymore. So I've seen people who have lost parents, people who have lost loved ones who suffered a painful death, whether that's a terminal illness or they were incapacitated for some reason, an accident or something, and they were dying a painful death, and it just was excruciating to watch. I've had clients that have dealt with parents who wanted their children, or they wanted their spouse or spouses, wanted them to die, like ask for them to off them, because they have experienced a painful death. And that's painful in itself for family members to go through watching their loved one die in a very painful way, and the loved one that's dying asking for relief by being killed. Any type of way, kill me, because death can't come soon enough. So yes, there are people out there who feel relieved not to watch their loved one pass, or not to watch their loved one pass in a very painful, dreadful way. Because, we all envision for all of our loved ones and for ourselves to live forever. We envision that. We want that. That's the fairy tale that we all want. We want our loved ones, we want ourselves to live to 100 years old. Now, I have also had clients who are older and around 99, 100 years old, and they were wishing for death because all of their loved ones, all of their friends have died. They have seen everybody die. And that's the other part of life that we don't even talk about, that is not addressed, that there are older people out here that are wishing for death every day. Because they have seen their spouses, they have seen even children die. They have been around for the longest time, in their late 90s, even 100 years old, and they are waiting. And it's as if there's some spiritual wrestling with that, because it's like, my time is up. I feel like my time is up. It's time to go. And they're just waiting. I have seen clients, met with a client like that. So there's so many scenarios out here. Everybody's grief is different. That's why I'm not a therapist that goes into the 5 stages of grief. That is in our vernacular as Americans. That is been written and all of that, but that has nothing to do with the being left behind, the GRIP family, the grieve in peace family. That has nothing to do with us. Now, can you take some pieces of it? Yes, you can. But does it explain the lifelong journey of grief in people? No, it does not. It does not. And what it does, and what it could do, is be a detriment to people who feel like they graduated steps and then they took steps back. And that's one of the things that I would love to prevent, for people to stop shaming themselves that they feel like they got so far ahead and then now they're back. They took steps back in their grief. Because what does that really mean? We are living this life without a manual of grief, and I can give you all the guidance, but there is no manual about how your body is going to respond, how your brain, how your emotions, all of that spiritually are going to respond. So To go back to earlier, this is Little Sister Chris and your grief therapist right here on the Grip Spot. Please join the Grip family. In June, I have some people coming up and we'll be talking about Father's Day and some men who have lost their fathers. We're going to be talking about sister death. And also, there's a new thing that I'm doing here. The Grip Spot .com is launching, and also with the gripspot.com will be a free item that anybody who's listening can be able to access. So stay tuned for that to drop in June, and stay tuned to the Grip Spot shop. All right, y'all, this is Little Sister Chris again and your grief therapist. I hope this gave you some information that is useful for you in your life, in your grief journey, or someone you know, some griever that you know, or a community member that is going through a hard time with grief. I want to be that. I want to be your grief therapist. I want to be your girl. All right. So come on in, join in, subscribe, and tell other folks. Love you guys. Take care of you. Bye.